Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot, 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 hot? Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me?
Sophie Cunningham isn't just playing basketball. She's the hottest star in the WNBA. From fearless defense to a game day entrance that lit up sports headlines, she's proving a player can be both a leader on the court and a force off it. Here's how Sophie flipped the league spotlight onto herself. When the Indiana Fever picked up Sophie Cunningham, they weren't just adding another shooter. They were getting a player with the kind of energy you can't coach. She came in ready to contribute, but more importantly, she came in ready to set a tone. From the moment she walked into her first practice, you could see she carried herself differently. It wasn't arrogance, it was confidence. The kind that makes teammates stand taller and opponents take notice. Sophie's game blends grit with polish, which is rare. She can fight through screens on one end and then drop a perfectly timed three on the other. It's this versatility that's made her such a quick fit for Indiana's system. And let's be real. Every great team needs a personality that brings fire to the floor. That's Sophie. The Fever were already a team with rising stars, but she's added a new dimension. A veteran who knows when to push, when to lead, and when to just light the spark that gets everyone else going. You can feel her impact, even if she's not racking up points. And that's why the talk around the league is that she's the hottest star right now. If you only judge a player by their stat line, you're going to miss what makes Sophie so valuable. She's not out there chasing 20 points a night. She's out there making sure the game is played at a team's pace. Watch her closely, and you'll notice how often she's directing traffic on defense, pointing out matchups before the pass even comes, and rotating into position like she's reading the play 2 steps ahead. On offense, she's equally aware. Her spacing creates room for scorers like Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell to operate. That's the part casual fans might overlook, how much better the offense flows. Because Sophie is in the right spot, dragging a defender with her and opening lanes for drives. It's not flashy, but it's championship basketball. This is what coaches call a winning player. She plays with an edge, but it's controlled. And you can see the difference in her teammates when she's on the floor. The ball moves faster, the cuts are sharper, and the defense feels more connected. The scoreboard might not always tell Sophie's story, but anyone who understands the game knows her presence is worth as much as a highlight dunk. Every league has its "you had to be there" moments. And Sophie gave the WNBA one that fans won't forget anytime soon. She stepped into the arena wearing that now famous Hot Girls Eat Arby's shirt, paired with a black miniskirt and knee-high boots, and instantly the cameras locked in. But here's the thing. It wasn't just a fashion statement. It was Sophie owning the spotlight before tip-off and showing the world that she's more than an athlete. That walk became a moment because it was authentic. She wasn't trying to be someone she's not. This was her style, her humor, and her confidence all rolled into one. Fans talked about it, sports shows covered it, and players around the league couldn't help but react. It was bold without being forced, and it fit perfectly with the player she's become. Fearless, unapologetic, and ready to steal the moment. The WNBA has had plenty of stars, but few have been able to blend on-court toughness with off-court charisma, the way Sophie did in that single walk to the locker room. That tunnel walk didn't happen in a vacuum. It came with a story that shows how smart Sophie is about her career. The shirt wasn't a random pick from a closet. It was tied to a brand partnership with Arby's. This wasn't just about looking good. It was about creating a moment that connected basketball, culture, and business in one clean move. The result? Merchandise tied to the look flew off shelves, proving that Sophie's influence reaches far beyond the court. For a player, that's huge. It means brands see value in her not just for what she does in uniform, but for the personality she brings to the table. In today's sports world, that's the kind of leverage that can shape an entire career. And let's be honest, how many players can turn a pregame outfit into a nationwide conversation that drives sales and headlines? That's superstar territory. One of the moments that truly defined Sophie's current run came after a game when she criticized officiating. The league decided to hit her with a fine, but instead of letting it become a negative, she flipped it into a win. She turned that fine into part of her story, wearing it like a badge of honor. Fans loved it because it showed she wasn't afraid to speak her mind and stand up for what she believed in. In a league where players are often careful with their words, Sophie's willingness to call things out set her apart. That's not just defiance, it's leadership. She took a moment that could have been a setback and turned it into another reason for people to rally behind her. For every fan who's ever wanted a player to be real, Sophie delivered. And that fine ended up boosting her profile even higher. Every team has its protector, and Sophie proved she's willing to fill that role. In a heated game against Connecticut, Caitlin Clark took a shot to the face under the rim. Before the refs could even react, Sophie stepped in and sent a clear message Indiana wasn't going to be pushed around. The shove, the intensity, the immediate defense of her teammate, it lit up the crowd and shifted the game's energy. Yes, she got tossed, but that's not the part people remember. They remember the statement, "You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us." That's the kind of moment that bonds a team and builds a culture. For Sophie, it also cemented her as more than just a shooter or a spark plug. She became the enforcer, the heartbeat, and the one willing to take the heat if it meant protecting her squad. Leadership doesn't always come from the team's top scorer. In Indiana, Sophie has become one of the voices that matters most. She's the one keeping energy high in warm-ups, breaking tension with a joke when needed, and holding players accountable when the focus slips. Watch her during timeouts and you'll see her pointing things out to rookies, encouraging vets, and making sure the team is locked in. That's not an act. It's years of experience in the league and a natural understanding of how to manage the personalities around her. Teammates respond because they know she's in it for the right reasons. Her leadership is a mix of encouragement and edge. And it's a big reason Indiana's chemistry has been so strong this season. Sophie's impact isn't limited to basketball insiders anymore. And that's what makes this part of her story so fascinating. She started earning recognition from names in other sports and big voices in entertainment, and those aren't just casual shout-outs. They come with offers to step into exciting roles outside the game. Think about what that means. Your reputation has to be magnetic enough to make people from completely different arenas say, "We want her involved." Whether it's stepping behind a microphone for commentary, being invited to special events, or getting pitched ideas from other industries, Sophie has shown she has a rare type of charisma that works anywhere. She's relatable enough to connect with a casual fan and sharp enough to hold her own in a room full of executives. For Indiana, it's a double win because every opportunity she takes outside the hardwood sends more eyes, more conversation, and more energy back to the Fever. And the WNBA, it's like she's playing two games at once, one on the court and one in the broader culture. And right now, she's winning both. With Sophie's rise, there's also been a clear tension between her growing influence and the league's desire to control the narrative. She's unapologetically herself, And that doesn't always fit neatly into the boxes the WNBA would like its players in. This isn't just about personality, it's about the changing balance of power between athletes and the institutions they play for. Fans today want access, authenticity, and players who aren't afraid to stand out. And Sophie is delivering exactly that. The WNBA has to decide whether it will lean into this wave or try to rein it in. And that decision could shape the next decade of the league. Sophie's journey is a perfect example of how modern stars are no longer content to be just athletes. They are brands, voices, and leaders in shaping the culture around their sport. If the league can embrace that and work with players like her, everyone wins. If not, it risks pushing away the very energy that's making the game more exciting than ever. Sophie Cunningham's rise is more than just a hot streak. It feels like the start of a new chapter in the WNBA. She's shown that a player can be a leader, a brand, and a cultural figure all at once. The question now is how far she can take it. With her skill set, confidence, and growing influence, there's every reason to believe she'll keep redefining what it means to be a star in this league. Picture Sophie leading Indiana deep into the playoffs, hitting big shots, making momentum-shifting plays, and owning the biggest stages the sport has to offer. Imagine the off-court moments that will come with that: more brand deals, more high-profile appearances, and more young fans wearing her jersey. This is what the WNBA needs right now. Players who can compete at the highest level and capture the public's imagination at the same time. Sophie is already doing it, and she's just getting started. For fans, that's the thrill you're watching a star, not just in her prime, but in the process of building something that could change the league forever.